What's up guys, Manny from Motomillion, and let's make this Diavel V4 roar. You guys just heard the stock sound of this bike. First things first, I really want to make sure that we put a little more sound on this bike, a little more roar, because it deserves it. It doesn't sound too bad, especially when you're under load and you're riding it, but you know, I think it could be a little louder and more exciting even when it's idling, and it's going to look a lot better too, guys. So let's push this thing back inside, let's put it in the shop, let's get this exhaust out, put the new Termi exhaust, and let's see how it sounds and performs. If you're ever going to try to install this yourself, having a very stubby headed Allen key makes it really easy, because then you don't have to remove your rear sets, because the bolt is right behind here, and the only way to get to it is with this. It's very simple, it's a 4mm, but just a heads up. Again, these videos are never instructional videos, we're just showing you guys what we do to these bikes, but a little tip here and there doesn't hurt anyone, right? Again, another tip, guys, the exhaust system comes with instructions, but it basically sometimes just tells you to remove things without showing you how to remove it. The exhaust servo motor has a bolt that's not accessible without removing this piece, and there's a bolt here that holds it that looks like this. That gives you enough slack to move it because it's attached to the whole radiator piece, but just a heads up, I'll mention that to you guys, and this whole thing should be somewhat coming out of the way now. Our servo motor cable is free. Now I think there's only one more bolt left. There it is, guys. This weighs quite a bit. Definitely more than what we're about to put on there. Let's weigh this baby. Guys, it's that time. I gotta do the deadlift of the day, because this is quite heavy. Back straight, there we go. I don't know if you guys want to guess how much this weighs by how out of breath I am, but I'm going to say it's 30 something pounds. We have the servo motor on top of it too. So it's weighing at 29.52. Let me add these clamps that we're not using to get a proper reading. So 29.8 pounds. I think there's one more piece. This is not going on. There we go. This piece definitely is not going on. I think we're gonna hit the 30 mark. Perfect, so 30.56 pounds we just removed. Let me grab the Termignoni box. Let's open it up, let's unbox it, and let's see what that exhaust system weighs before we put it back on there. So here's our Termi box. It's already been opened because on our last video, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, that we already unboxed some of this stuff. So this is one of our carbon side panels that has the hardware inside, so we're not cheating for the weight. Let me get maybe the mufflers and stuff out too. So these are some brackets that it comes with, and it's really cool. Finally, Termignoni is using plain carbon fiber for their exhaust systems that they do for bikes such as this, the Ducatis, because Ducati Performance Carbon and also any other company who makes carbon fiber for these bikes that's reputable always uses plain weave, at least on the forefront of it, right? Because the plain weave is what you want, but if you take a look behind, they use the tool weave on the backing so that they actually have the strength of the tool weave, because tool is actually structurally stronger than plain, but you could always run a plain weave in front of it for the look that you want to achieve. There's nothing wrong with that. But let's just put all the carbon aside, and it's all satin carbon. Again, I mentioned on the previous video, guys, that we're going to have a load of carbon fiber coming for this bike from Full 6. So this is one of our mufflers. I believe this is going to go to the right side of the bike. And let me show you something. Don't be alarmed if you receive this exhaust and you're going to think that this muffler has a dent in it. That dent that you see here, that's intentional, because this is going to go something like this. It's going to join together. Obviously, we're going to have to put a clamp there. And if you come and take a look, that dent is on the exact position that this top muffler fits in. if that dent wasn't there, it was not gonna fit. It's also a common question we get on the slip-ons that are for the Street Fighter V4 and the Panigale V4, but it's not dented. Let's put this on the scale. Let's see where we're at. So that's just 9 pounds. Let me grab the hardware kit. Now I'm gonna keep it in the bag just so to make it a little easier for us to weigh all that. Let's try to put this without scratching it on top. If I could balance it, there we go. So this thing weighs 11.38 pounds. There is nothing else left in here other than our up map. Yes, it does come with an up map. It does not come with an air filter. None of the Termignoni exhausts come with an air filter anymore, even though your instruction manual says it does. They're just too lazy to fix their instructional manuals. It's a common question asked again. But on the instructional manual of this exhaust system, it doesn't say it. And yes, it does come with a fairly simple instructional manual too. As I mentioned, when we're taking stuff off, it doesn't tell you exactly how to take it off. But, so this is 11.38. The other one was 30.5 something. So we're saving about 19 pounds, which is pretty respectable. The weight is pretty down low, so I don't know if you're gonna, 19 pounds is quite a bit, but I don't know if it's gonna be as noticeable if that 19 pounds was somewhere higher up on the bike. But let's just do this. Let's get this on the bike and let's see how it sounds. So our mufflers are on the bike. I haven't tightened anything yet. I just have the clamps in place to hold the exhaust up, because if you come take a look, we still have room to move these things around so that we can get the exact angle of them so that we know exactly how they sit with all the brackets mounted onto the bike. And before I go any further, guys, I'm actually removing the DB killers because I don't know how accessible these will be once we have the carbon heat shields and the, I guess, the carbon trim pieces on for this exhaust. And these are the DB killers. It's kind of cool that if you want to leave them in there, they look like they're Cerakoted or powder coated black. I don't think this is powder coating. This is either painted or Cerakoted. Well, this side is on. It looks really clean. Actually, from the pictures, again, it looked very different because the angles that they show, and the spike's going to go down. So we're even looking at it from a point of view that we're really not going to see this bike, but I really like it. It looks extremely clean. It fit actually really well. I haven't tightened the exhaust yet, but this is basically a heat shield, but also it holds the whole exhaust system in place in terms of where it sits. So now we know that once we install the other side, as long as we have access to these clamps that hold it in place, we're going to be able to tighten it in its final position. Let me just jump on that side. Let's look what it entails for us to do. And I got to change my glove. And then hopefully we'll stitch everything back together and put our maps on it, and we'll give it a start. Wow guys, the exhaust is on. The actual exhaust install is not that hard, but if you want to make sure everything is lined up and everything is fitting to the best of its possibilities, you're going to spend some time with these heat shields, because these heat shields are also brackets that hold the exhaust together. If you take a look, this is on here pretty tightly once you tighten everything up. Just a word of caution, guys, if you're going to attempt this yourself, or if you're going to get your mechanic to do it, that's probably going to come and say, hey, it doesn't fit. Make sure that not everything is tight, so you leave everything loose, you line everything up, and then you just start tightening things together to push everything together as they should. Now that's out of the way, guys, amazing. I think it looks really cool. Again, the pictures do completely no justice. I haven't started it yet. I'm gonna do the mapping before I start it, and we're gonna push it out and start it. But even at this angle, so this is not the natural angle that we'll see this bike, and from the pictures, it was always the side shot. From the side shot even, it doesn't look bad at all. It looks amazing because all these curves and crevices and the air intakes that they've put into it, it works really well with the look of the bike. When you put this on, everything else we haven't changed kind of sticks out, especially these stock foot pegs. Don't worry, I think that's the next episode where we get rid of these stock foot pegs and we put some beautiful CNC machine Ducati bike foot pegs on. One thing that makes me smile is we got 2 exits on this side, we got 2 exits on right over here, guys. If you come take a look, the bike looks amazing. I'm gonna lower it, I'm gonna take a look at it, and I'm gonna pull it out of the shop so we could start to get some sound clips. But I can't wait. Let me map this thing, guys, and then let's take it outside and make some noise. Guys, the bike is outside, the up map's loaded. We didn't want to show you guys what the up map process is like because we have a really good instructional video on our channel if you guys want to go check it out. But as I said when we were inside, it looks amazing. I'm really shocked on how good it looks, and I always say it to you guys, pictures don't do justice and this and that, but it really, really, really looks good. I really haven't heard it yet either, so I'm dying to start it off. But also, even though I'm wearing a Termignoni shirt, guys, we don't get paid by anyone, we don't get free bucks, we don't get free products, we pay for everything we have. It's just out of our passion, and this is our taste, basically, what we interpret into these machines. So there's, like, when I say it doesn't look as good as pictures, I really mean it. But let me bring in some of the Motomillion team members, because this was a pretty controversial topic when we said that we're going with this exhaust system on our Diavel V4 build, because the pictures really make it look bad, and in person it just looks stunning. So let's get some of the team members, let's get their impressions, their honest impressions, and then I'll give it a start so we could hear this thing. Guys, it's quite the ordeal, because this usually doesn't happen when we pull out a bike for the guys to come check it out, because they usually hear it inside. I know they want to hear it, but I don't know, some of the team members are here. Whoever wants to speak up and say, ugly, good looking, does the pictures do justice? Now is your time.
I think it looks way better in person. I like the fact that it's a lot narrower and this part's not sticking out. That makes it so much better looking on this profile for me.
Yeah, it looks awkward online, I think, but in person it's got a much more natural shape, the length.
Hey, the bike looked awkward online too, right, when they released this bike. What do you think, Herman?
Yeah, no, I think it looks pretty clean, man. I just can't wait to hear it out, you know?
Damn, so we got the stamp of approval, guys. Let me start this thing. I really want to hear it. Guys, now's the time. Let's give it a start. This is seriously the first start. It's a little cold. Let's let it warm up and I'll give it some rest. Sounds so good. Holy crap. I'm gonna let it warm up a little more so I can go higher in the revs, guys. Guys, I'm not going to rev it more because I don't want to disturb the neighbors, but holy cow, that sounds good. It's totally different. It's really bassy and it sounds very powerful. I heard the Krapovich full exhaust. I was expecting something of that tone, which is a nice tone, but holy cow. I don't know if it's the fact that maybe the exits on this side are bouncing off this wall, but holy cow. It's, I don't know if you guys ever been to a drag strip or the Top Fuel Dragsters race and it kind of makes inside of your body jiggle. This is what that sounds like. But let me go put on some gear and let's try to do a flyby somewhere, because I want to see what it sounds like when I'm on it. Guys, I'm ear to ear grinning. This thing looks amazing, sounds amazing, totally different than the full Acura exhaust. The full Acura exhaust sounds good. I think comparison to this, this one sounds deeper, louder, bassier. I'm gonna try to find a Diavel V4 that's local, that has the Acura exhaust, so maybe we could put them side by side. And also, I promise that I'll make more videos of this exhaust for you guys when we find a better location to be able to do this. And these exhaust systems are in stock, available, and just like every other part that we installed, all the links are in the description below. And let us know what you think of it. Yay, nay. There's a comment section right down below, guys. You guys can put all the comments you want. I try to read them personally and reply to them as well. But if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. Until next time, guys, have a good one.